Hey loves, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Evita, and on my channel I like to post videos about budgeting, my journey to becoming debt free, and also cash stuffing videos. If that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you find yourself enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. But in today's video, I am helping a fellow subscriber out. I got a message about how do you go about planning out your budget. So I'm just going to do a mock budget. I'm not going to do mine since I've already did mine for the month of February. So I'm just going to help someone out. So the first thing you want to do is know how much money you're bringing in. So number one, know how much money you, know your income, know your monthly income. That's an easier way to put it. So know your monthly income. Even if it's an estimate, I always, let me zoom in. So once again, even if it's like lower than what you expected, or higher, whichever one, I always budget out lower, even though my check may be higher. So know your monthly income. Number two, you want to know, you get all your bills and add them up together, or like write out your bills. So number two is write out your bills. Number three, well, if you plan on paying off your debt, which like I do, I'm like gazelle intense is paying off my debt right now. You want to actually write out your debts that you owe from smallest to biggest. So the way I'm paying off my debt is from smallest to biggest, simply because I like to see progress. If I was doing like the avalanche method by paying with the biggest or with the highest interest rate, I will be discouraged. So I just know myself. So whichever way works for you, you pay off that way. So write out your debts. So you can do smallest to largest. That means the totals. Or you can do biggest to smallest, and that would be the interest rates. So however you want to pay off your debts, I say go about doing it that way, and then whatever works for you. So number four, the next thing you want to do is, if you're planning on paying off your debt, you want to save for an emergency fund. So at least save $1,000 before you even get started. I already have my $1,000, but I still continue to add to my emergency fund. If 2020 didn't show us anything, it showed us that you never know what happened with your income. So many people were out of work, and a lot of people didn't have money saved up. And if you did just have only $1,000, that would absolutely not work. That wouldn't have worked for a lot of people, because their monthly bills equate to more than just $1,000. So like I said, is save at least $1,000 for your emergency fund, and then just continue to add to it like I've been doing as you pay your monthly bills, of course, and as you pay off your debt. So save at least $1,000 emergency fund. And that's about it. So I am going to do like a little mock budget down here. So say my monthly income, I will put my income, I get paid twice a month. Maybe income number one is $1,500, and then income number two is $1,500 as well. Now it's completely up to you guys. If you want to do, if you're in a relationship, you can include your significant other, your spouse, whatever. If you guys want to budget together. My husband and I do not budget it together. I let him do what he wants. I don't want to force anybody to do anything. So our bills are separate of what we pay, and we just split everything 50-50 basically. I got certain bills that I pay, he got certain bills that he paid, and we both put in our money for the rent. So if you are, or if your spouse wants to like budget with you, your incomes will be different. So if you had income 1, 2, and 3, something like that, you will put out everything that you guys have coming in. So your income, of course, would include your paycheck. It could include child support. Maybe if you do like any side hustles, that is everything that you want to include. All the money that you have coming in is what you want to include in your monthly income. So my income, I'm gonna put $1,500 for 1 and 2. So say now my bills, I'll put that my let's do bills. I'm gonna do it a different way. Bills. So of course I'll have my rent. Maybe you have a mortgage or something like that. Say that your rent is $350. And then you have electric. That can be $50. Oh, I wish I had this rent and this electric bill. Now me coming up with scenarios that I wish I had. That's so funny. Okay, but your rent, electric bill, and let me see what else that. Oh, you're like a phone bill. So maybe your phone bill is $100. And let me see what else could be. Your car note. I don't have a car note, but maybe it would. You have one. So maybe that is $100 as well. And also car insurance. Now, when I do my budget, it is always after taxes have been taken out. My money for insurance has been taken out. Money for my HSA has been taken out. I just put what I bring home. I don't put that I paid my insurance. I don't put that I put into my HSA. If I did all that, I would be so... It's just too much for me. So I only put bills that I actually know that I am paying in my budget, if that makes sense. So maybe your car insurance is $75. And maybe you have internet that you pay as well. Internet is, let's say, $50. And I'm just, that's all. But you list out all your bills. So say that those are all your bills that you have so far, or that you just have in total. Next thing you want to do is write off your debt. So let's say you have your car. Now you always want to, not always, I'm gonna do it from smallest to largest. You do it however you want to do it. So maybe your car note, you only owe $400 on it. Awesome. Next thing, let's think of another debt. Maybe you have a medical bill. That's $1,000. And that could just be your only debts that you have. I wish that was me. But that would be awesome. So we already got our emergency fund. So we already have our emergency fund at $1,000. So next thing we want to do is we are going to add up our bills first. So let's add the bills first. So $350 plus 50 plus 100 plus 100 plus 75 plus 50. Our total bills equals $725. And then our debt equals $1,400. If we add those together, that gives us a total of These together equals $2,125. Now, if you do what I do and you have your own envelopes for like food, eating out and stuff like that, that is where that is going to come. So 3,000 minus 21.25. That gives us $875 left over to put towards what else we need to put it towards. So we got our bills paid, we have our debt paid. So now we have $875 left over for the month. Now that we're budgeting, we know where our money's going. Like, oh, we've had enough money, we can pay that off. So now we have $875 left for the month. So we can put it towards food, gas, and entertainment. So maybe if you're single, you only spend $200 a month on food. Gas, you spend $200 too, because gas is so expensive right about now. And then entertainment, maybe you're a person that likes to go out all the time, and you spend $200 on that too. So now we're gonna go 2, 4, 6. So 875 minus, oops, I don't think I hit minus 600 gives us $275 left over. If I had this $275 left over, I'm gonna put it towards my emergency fund just to keep it growing. Hopefully this budget has made sense. I will go over it again. So number one, you want to know your monthly income. Write out your bills, write out your debts, either smallest to largest for the totals or biggest to smallest for the interest rates. And of course, you want to save at least $1,000 in an emergency fund, but you could continue to add to it as you pay off all your debt, your bills, and everything else. So we said income one was $1,500, income two was $1,500 as well, giving us a total of $3,000 per month. Remember, this is after your taxes have been paid, your insurance, your health insurance, if you put in your HSA, your Roth IRA, your 401k, all of that. That's what you're bringing home. So we're going to do our bills. Our bills total $725. And then debt, we realized, oh, we need to be on a budget. And we also realized that, oh, we can actually just pay this off in 1 month. So we paid these were the totals. So we just paid them both off, giving us a total for bills and debt, $2,125. From that $2,125, we have $875 left. So we're going to spend $200 on food, $200 on gas, and $200 on entertainment. That gives us $275 left over that we can put towards our emergency fund. So I really hope this has helped and it makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I will try to help you out. I am not an expert or anything. I'm just telling you guys how I go about paying off my debt and paying all my bills and budgeting for myself and what works for me. If this makes sense to you, give it a thumbs up. But I'll talk to you all in my next video. Bye. Hey loves, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Evita, and on my channel I like to post videos about budgeting, cash stuffing, and also my journey to becoming debt free. If that sounds like something you'll be interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you find yourself enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. But in today's video, I am going to be talking about 11 things that I no longer spend money on. I'm going to be looking off to the side because I have my list that I wrote down. I'm just going to say right now that I do have adult ADD, so I may jump from one subject to another and then back to the main subject, so I apologize now. I don't realize I'm doing it until like after the fact. So I'm just going to apologize right now. The first thing that I have on my list that I do not spend money on, or I'm no longer spending money on while I am in a strict budget due to my son's medical bills, I no longer spend money on eating out more than once a month. So if you watch my cash stuffing videos, you see that I put very little into my eating out envelope. It isn't really a lot that I put in there. I probably put like 10 bucks, 20 bucks max for eating out. I don't spend a lot of money on eating out. I'd rather eat at home. Also, I'm vegan, so it's very, well, I call myself plant-based, but it's easier to say that I'm vegan. I am plant-based / vegan, and it's harder to eat out and get stuff that's vegan. So I just eat at home. I know what's in my food, and everything is just a whole lot easier and a whole lot cheaper, even though I am plant-based, for me to eat at home. So no more fast food, or not a lot of fast food. And then when I do get fast food, it's typically like Chipotle or Viva Chicken. Viva Chicken has this veggie bowl that it's like a veggie bowl. I don't know how to explain. It's a veggie rice bowl. It's really good that I typically get. And those are like, oh, and nothing but noodles. I go to them also. Those are like the only thing that I stick to. And I typically always know how much they're going to cost. Less than $10. That's my once a month of eating out. If my daughter or my husband buys it, then that's fine. I'll eat it. But I'm not spending my money personally on eating out more than once a month. The second thing I do not spend a lot of money on, I probably don't spend any money on, is fast fashion. I am not a brand girl. I take that back. Only thing I really like is Nike. But Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and stuff like that, no, I'm not going to say never. I would never spend my money on that. But I really do not see myself spending thousands of dollars on shoes, like a pair of shoes or a purse. I just don't see myself doing that. So I don't spend my money on it. I used to buy like Coach. That's like the most expensive I did buy. Coach, Kate Spade, like stuff like that. Never like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and those are the only ones I know. let me know in the comments down below what other very expensive places are out there, because those are the only ones I can think of right now. Number 3, I do not spend money on, now I was bad at this, things that are on sale or on clearance. I won't lie, I used to like buy stuff just because it was on clearance and I'm like, oh, that's a really good deal, it's 90% off, let me get some stuff now. That was like for clothing for when my kids were younger, and I can guess like their size for the next year. It was sort of smart me buying stuff like that year when it went out of season and for the following year. It made sense back then, but now that my kids are way older and they like, we're not wearing last year's stuff, whatever, I no longer buy stuff just because it's on sale or because it's on clearance. It's just, if I don't need it, I no longer buy it. Like I said before, I was buying stuff just because it was on sale or just because it was on clearance. Number 4, I no longer spend money on glass cleaner. So this is probably very minute. It's not really that big of a saver, but I haven't spent money on glass cleaner in about, I'm trying to think, probably 10 years. I use water and vinegar to clean my mirrors, to clean windows and everything. And on top of the water and vinegar, I also use a microfiber cloth for my mirrors and also my windows. So number 5, it's like a given, and I will have another video on my other channel about this, where I no longer spend money on this. But I no longer spend money on pads or tampons. I did have a hysterectomy in 2020. Yeah, I had a hysterectomy in 2020, so I don't need to buy any pads or tampons, which is awesome. So of course I no longer spend my money on them. But if you're still menstruating, you can go ahead and get reusable pads. That it's nothing disgusting about them. You just wash them out really good. That is what my plan was to do before I decided to have a hysterectomy. I was like in the process of looking up all my research to buy reusable pads. I never was a tampon girl, TMI, I know, but I was never a tampon girl. I always was a pads girl. But I was in the process of looking, up reusable pads, and there's also the cup. I wasn't comfortable with the cup. I just wanted reusable pads, is what I was going to go for. But like I said, I no longer menstruate, so I no longer need to buy pads or tampons. Number 6, I no longer spend my money on getting my hair done professionally. So I always do my own hair. It's been like this since even before the pandemic. It just became too much. I can spend like $200 to $300, even more, on getting my hair done, and that is going to the salon and paying for her and paying for, like, if I wanted like extensions or weave or something in my hair, that it became a lot. So I had to pay for the hair, and then I had to pay for the service. That's a lot of money. Like I said, it could cost like $200 to $300. I do miss it a little bit, but my hair is a whole lot healthier now that I'm the only one touching it, and I'm saving like $200 to $300 a month. That's awesome. Number 7, but I no longer spend money on manicures or pedicures. I do have my nails done right now. My husband got them done for me for Valentine's Day. I haven't had my nails done in like 2 to 4 years. I don't know. I don't pay any attention. I typically don't get my nails done. I'll paint them myself, but like I said, my husband paid for this set. He also got my toes done for Valentine's Day, so thank you, babe. But I no longer spend my money on them. I do have like a gel kit set that I use if I feel like painting my nails myself, and I also have like some fake nails that I can just press on and put them on myself after painting them. I just no longer spend my money on getting my nails done. Number 8, I've never spent money on this, really, like really. Number 8 is jewelry. I would say no longer, because I never really bought it. I get like this little costume, you see these earrings, I get like little costume jewelry, and that's it. I don't buy gold, nothing. I'm not a ring person. The only ring I have is my wedding band. I've never been a jewelry person. I don't have any necklaces, as you can see, earrings or costume jewelry, so I don't spend my money on it. Number 9, I don't spend my money on the latest electronic gadgets. So I have, I'll show you guys. I really don't know which one this is, but I have an iPhone Yeah, I really don't know what this is. I think it's like an iPhone. It might be an iPhone 8. Let me look at it. Like, doesn't your phone tell you what iPhone you have? Yes, it's an iPhone 8. So I do have an iPhone 8, and it doesn't bother me that it's an old phone. As long as I can text and make calls, I'm good. I mean, of course I want to play my games every now and again, but it really does not matter to me if I have the latest iPhone or not. I think the latest iPhone is like, yeah, don't know, 15? Maybe it's 13. Maybe it's 13. My husband did get me an iPhone for Christmas, and not this iPhone 8. I don't know what he got. I don't pay any attention. But I just haven't switched it over because I really do not care of having the latest electronics. I don't update laptops. That's my husband is more the electronics person, so he'll update electronics before I would. Number one, they're expensive. I'm not about to spend $1,000 on stuff when I already have something that works already. I'm just not going to do it. So number 10, I am a big book reader. I love to read books. I'll read any type of book typically. Right now I am reading something by Lainey Lynn. Really good book. I also like books by James Patterson, Mary Monroe. I just love to read. So I no longer buy books. Oh, I bought a few books, but I'm like, what's the point of buying books? Once I'm done with it, I typically won't go back and read it again. I typically won't. So what's the point of, and books are like expensive. I think I was looking at them at Target and they were like 30 bucks and then 20% off. I'm like, that's not going to help me, but thank you. But yeah, books can be expensive. So now I just use this free app through my library that's called Hoopla, and I can get books on that, free books on that. And then I also go to the library and rent books. So I don't pay for any services to read or even listen to audiobooks. I don't pay for Audible. I don't pay for anything like that. I just go for all the free stuff, you guys. So number 11, the last thing that I no longer spend my money on are disposable Ziploc bags. So I have been meal prepping a lot lately, and I have been using reusable bags. I love them. I feel like they're a whole lot better than the disposable Ziploc bags. I really, really like them. I did get them off of Amazon. I do plan to start posting easy meal prepping videos on my other channel, Eater Ray. If you're interested, head on over to that channel. Check my channel out. See if you want to subscribe or not. But like I said, I just no longer spend money on disposable Ziploc bags. Number one, they're not good for the environment. Number two, why buy disposable when you can easily get reusable and just wash it out? It does not take that long to just wash out some bags. I have maybe 100 reusable Ziploc bags. I love them. Like I said, and in my opinion, they hold up better in the freezer. I usually just put them in the freezer. I feel like they hold up a little better than the disposable Ziploc freezer bags. So yeah, you guys, those are the 11 things that I no longer spend my money on due to me budgeting like a crazy lady. Let me know in the comments down below what you no longer spend your money on. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Bye. Hey loves, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Evita, and on my channel I love to post videos about budgeting, my journey to becoming debt free, and also cash stuffing videos. I will occasionally post videos like this with frugal tips on how to actually save money. But in today's video, we are going to be talking about 20 frugal tips. Yes, you guys, 20 frugal tips I have for you all. So I would consider myself frugal. My family think I'm super cheap, but I like to know where my money's going and if my money should be actually going there. But again, I have 20 tips for you guys. So let's go ahead with number 1. The number 1 tip I have for you all is to budget your money. It's not about being frugal, but if you budget your money, you have more money in your pocket and you'll actually know where your money is actually going. I do a budget every month. I'll leave a playlist up above with me budgeting, but I know what my income is, or I estimate how much my income will be for the month. I'll also budget for my bills, my debt, my expenses, maybe things that I want, and things of course that I actually need. So again, you guys, number 1 is to budget your money. Number 2 is to use cashback apps. Now I use Ibotta, I use Fetch, and I also use Shopkicks. Ibotta and Fetch actually gives you cash back, such in the form of gift cards. So if you scan your receipts, you earn cash that way with Ibotta and also with Fetch. I did give up on Ibotta a few years ago because that was when you had to actually scan the item. And I think now all you have to do is scan your receipt just like Fetch. And I am just now getting back to using Ibotta, but I've been using Fetch for a while. The way Shopkick works is you just walk into a store and you earn points that way. And once your points all add up, you can get a gift card. Also with Shopkick, you can buy certain things and then scan your receipt. And you can also scan things like while you're walking around in the store, and that earns you points that way towards to actually getting gift cards. Number 3 is learn how to do your own hair. Now I do my own hair right now, but before I started doing my hair a few years ago, I could spend about $300 to $400 on my hair every other month, and that was just getting extensions added to my hair, and that was just basically it. I love my extensions, but I do know how to add extensions to my hair myself, so I just started in the habit of actually doing my own hair. I must say my hair is a whole lot healthier, being that I'm the only person in my hair now, and it's thriving a whole lot better, and I'm saving money on doing my own hair at that as well. Number 4 is to try to paint your own nails. Now, I am not really a nail polish girl. I'm not a type of girl that like to have her nails done. I don't like long nails or anything like that. Every blue moon, I'll get my nails done. My daughter will probably pay for them for like a special holiday, such as my birthday or Mother's Day or something like that. Same with my husband. He'll pay for them for like anniversary or something like that. Me paying for my nails is very rare for me to actually pay for them. Last year we went to a wedding and I did my own nails. What I did is I ordered some fake nails from Amazon, just some clear nails. I painted them a very pretty color, and then I put them on my own nails with a little nail glue, and they look perfectly fine to me. And then I just popped them off a few days later. Once again, I'm not really a nail type having girl. So if you want to learn how to do your own nails, it's so many YouTube videos, tutorials out there telling you how to actually do your own nails. Number 5 is to hold off on your want purchases. When I say your want purchases, is things that you want in that moment. So what I would typically do, I'll be looking at maybe Target. I'm on the Target app and I'm like, oh, I'll just go and get that this weekend. But by the weekend come, I'm like, I don't even want that, nor do I need that. So I wouldn't purchase it. I typically don't leave the house until the weekend. Typically, I mean, I will leave every blue moon during the week, but typically I'm busy during the week and I just stay home. But like I said, just hold off on seeing if you actually want to purchase that. Put it in your cart, and give it a few days, and if you go back to your cart and you see that it's still there, think, do you really want it or do you need it? And just think it over with yourself. Don't be an impulse buyer. I was a really bad impulse buyer back in the day. Another tip, number 6, is to buy second hand. So if you find yourself wanting that item, see if you can actually find it second hand. You can find it maybe on Facebook Market or OfferUp, or maybe if you can look in a thrift store to see if you can find it. Sometimes you can get lucky, like you're thinking of something that you actually want, and you can go to the thrift store and actually find that item, or maybe even a similar item. So just hold off on actually purchasing it and going to a thrift store or buying stuff secondhand. Especially clothing, you can buy secondhand, shoes secondhand, or certain things I won't buy secondhand, but basically I'll buy anything secondhand. Number 7 is to wash a full load of laundry. So instead of washing like a few items, make sure you're loading up your laundry to the max capacity, not like overloading it where it really doesn't wash, but make sure you're loading up your laundry with loading up your washing machine with a full load of laundry. This is going to save your energy on your energy bill, and this is also going to save on your water bill if you have that expense that you have to pay monthly. So again, number 7 is to wash full loads of laundry. That's going to take us into our frugal tip number 8, which is if you're able to line dry your clothes. I remember my mother would put our clothes on the line beginning when it first started getting nice and warm in Ohio, so probably April or May, all the way up until August is when she would line dry our clothes. Everything would go on the line and except our like underwear that was like embarrassing to put out. She would actually put that in the dryer, but she's not running the dryer as often because everything else went onto the line. Once again, that saves a lot on your energy bill, and that also saves on your electric bill. Your electric bill, that's the same thing, Evita. I meant that would save a lot on your energy bill. Number 9 is to start your dishwasher when it is full. This again will save a lot on your energy bill and also your water bill if you pay a water bill. Don't like wash at my kids had a thing when they were younger. They're no longer really allowed to touch certain things electronics in my house, but they will like start the dishwasher with like 5 things in it. I'm like, dude, you're wasting my dishwasher detergent for the dishwasher, and you're wasting energy, and you're wasting water. Make sure that this dishwasher is full to the max, and then start the dishwasher. We don't want to just, you could wash those 5 things by hand. Number 10 is to grow your own garden. So I did have my own garden a few years ago, but it's very hard for me to actually grow where my townhouse is. I was growing in buckets, but the way my townhouse sits back and then the other one is like further out next to me, it's very odd, and I wasn't getting adequate amount of sun, and then my produce was just dying fast. So I stopped doing that. I did not plant a garden this year, though I would like to. Another thing is I live in a townhouse that we rent, and I can't plant in like the grass area. So I had to plant in buckets, and they were growing sort of. But like I said, if you are able and you have the space in your yard to actually grow a garden, do grow a garden. It is the best thing ever. Number 11 is to shop the grocery ads. Now, I used to have a bad habit of just getting up and going to the grocery store. Like, okay, let's go. And I would just be like, oh, that's on sale. Let me grab that. Didn't even need it, but I'd be like, oh, that's on sale. Let me just grab that. That brings me into tip number 12, which is shop with a list. Like I said, I had a really bad habit just going to the store, grabbing stuff, and not giving it no rhyme or reason. Now I shop a list. I shop a list of things that we'll actually need for the week. I'll write out a list of things that we'll actually need, and I'll go downstairs and see if we actually need it. Maybe someone put it away in a wrong space, and I'll just look and everything like that. So yes, shop with a list. That's very well. You don't want to buy the same thing over again that you already have downstairs. Like again, look in your pantry, your cupboards first before you go shopping, and then actually go out there to purchase it. Number 13 is to buy in bulk. Now, if you have a Sam's Club membership, Costco, or BJ's, shop in bulk when it is necessary, and also if it seems like it'll be a better price if you buy in bulk versus if you buy individual smaller packages. Sometimes I find that buying the individual smaller package is a better buy versus buying in a big bulk that may go bad before I'm actually able to use it. That brings me to number 14. Skip the vending machines. Like my son loves to go to the vending machine at school. So I told him, tell me everything that you really like to buy out of the vending machine. And that's when we'll go to Sam's Club and purchase everything. And it's a whole lot cheaper than buying it at Sam's Club in bulk and then having it here for him to take to school with him for at least a month. Sometimes it don't last a month. You know, I have a teenage boy, so things don't last that long. Versus when they were younger and they wanted to buy stuff from the vending machine, and I would just be like, tell me what you buy in the vending machine, and we'll buy it at home. And that way, we're saving a whole lot of money. And I did not let them like just you take one per day. You can't just be grabbing just to grab it. Number 15 is to meal prep or cook at home. Now my family and I do a lot of meal prepping. We meal prep every Sunday, so I'll go grocery shopping on like Friday or Saturday, and then Sunday we'll spend about 4 or 5 hours meal prepping for 2 weeks. So that really works out. I'll go through a list of, they're not really recipes, but they're meals that we'll actually eat, and then it actually has the list of the things that we'll need for that meal. I'll write them out on my grocery list. I'll go downstairs to see what we have. I'll cross it off, and then once I'm ready, I will go out to the store and actually buy what we need. That all ties in with shop the ads and make a grocery list. And number 16, eat leftovers. I eat leftovers. I don't mind eating leftovers. Now, my husband and my son, they eat leftovers as well as my daughter. But my son will take his leftovers to school. He doesn't care if it's meatloaf or spaghetti. He'll take it to school with him and warm it up in the microwave that they have in the cafeteria. My husband will also take leftovers with him for work. My daughter, she'll take leftovers, but she's 20, y'all. She do what she want to do. I'm trying to teach her. She has some of my ways, but then she's like, whatever, I don't feel like packing my lunch. But she'll learn eventually once she gets older. Number 17, that I didn't tell you guys, take your lunch to school or work. I work from home, but of course I'm not ordering Uber Eats or anything like that. I'm actually eating leftovers, or maybe I meal prep the day for my lunches, and I'll just have that as well. So this year, my son, the school actually gave everyone free lunches. So once I found that out, I did stop packing my son's lunch. Now next year, I will have to go back and start packing his lunches again. Not sure if they're going to give free lunches to everyone in the school district again. But if they don't, we're just going to go back to actually packing his lunches with the things that he likes. Number 18 is get a coffee machine. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker. I do not like coffee at all. I am a tea girl, but my husband and my daughter likes to drink coffee. A few years ago, my husband was going to Starbucks, maybe several years ago, was going to Starbucks a lot. And I'm like, why don't you just get a coffee machine and make that coffee at home? It's going to be a whole lot cheaper, and probably it's going to taste a whole lot better. So that's what we did. I got him a Keurig. He loves his Keurig. We do have the reusable ones, the reusable K-cups, but he also uses disposable ones. We try to recycle them when we can. When like I catch them, I'm like, hey, recycle that. But we try to hold off on waste. I do try to recycle them. My daughter will recycle them as well. She's a coffee drinker. They'll buy their coffee, they'll buy their creamer and their specialty syrups that they like to put in them. And it's a whole lot cheaper to do it at home. It's probably like $1 at home because they put so many different things in them versus $10 at Starbucks. I don't know how much Starbucks costs. But leave a comment down below how much a typical Starbucks drink costs. I don't know. I don't drink it. Like I said, I'm a tea girl, and I typically make my tea at home simply because I like a certain temperature for my tea, and when I'm out, it's either too hot or it's lukewarm and absolutely disgusting. So I just typically make my tea at home, put it in my Yeti, and be on the go if I'm going out somewhere. Number 19 is to have a date night at home. Now, my husband and I, a few months ago, I had set up like a movie night for us. So I had chips out, I had popcorn, I had our little soda drinks. It was like a cute setup, and then we just sat downstairs in our living room and watched a movie together. And excuse me, he's like, this was very nice. I would love to do this again. It was like just a really cute. You can find things on Pinterest, ideas on Pinterest for date nights and things like that. You don't always have to go out. Especially since 2020 happened, I really don't like to go out. I was never a going out type of girl, but ever since 2020 happened, I'm like, we can watch a movie at home. I don't really need to go see that movie like in the theater. And a lot of times you can get it nowadays you can actually get that new movie at home. Like you can just pay for it at home, which I would rather to do anyway. Number 20, the final tip, and probably the most important tip, is don't compare your spending habits with others. So basically, try to keep up with the Joneses. I will see somebody with something, I'm like, oh, that's nice, I want that. And then later on, I'm like, no, I really don't want it. It just looked nice on them. I really don't want it. I just want it because they have it. Don't compare your spending habits with others. Don't say, oh, they just bought a new car, I should buy a new car. Maybe I can afford a new car, or since they can afford that, I can afford that too. Don't have that mentality. Stay in your own lane, basically. Stay in your own lane. This is the way you're actually going to save money. But those are the 20 frugal tips that I have for you today. If you have any other frugal tips, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you all so very much for watching today. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Bye!